Hey guys, it's Jsnow with the Taloc boss guide for you guys, and for this one it's on Raid Finder, and there's a couple of bugs or things that shouldn't be happening, so bear with me on this one. So for the beginning phase of the fight, you'll see that somebody just got targeted with plasma discharge, which is basically just puts pools of blood on the floor, so you want to make sure you stand away from that. And if you do get targeted for that, you want to put it into one spot or two spots on the side. In this fight, we did it on two separate spots, but you kind of want to try to put it into one area because he's going to do his Kudra throw, whatever you want to call it, and he basically throws his mace on the ground, runs towards players, and wherever it lands, the blood spots disappear within 15 yards. So that's why you want to move it all together. So as you can see right there, wherever the Kudra lands, the blood spots will disappear. So that is basically the first phase of the fight. You just want to make sure you're putting the pools of blood in a decent spot, not like that where people are putting it all over the place, and then we'll go on to the next phase. Alright, so this is the second phase. So on the second phase is the elevator phase, where you don't want to stand near him once he goes down because all the blood is going to go right into the middle. And there's three things you gotta watch out for: the blood on the floor, the laser beams, which I'll show that's coming up, and then the mobs that target the tank, and the well, actually four things, and the blood, I'll call them blood globs. So blood globs are basically things that follow a random target, and then you want to make sure you kill it before it hits that target, otherwise it's going to do a ton of damage. And then the regular mobs that look like the Shah mobs from Mr. Pandaria, you just want to kill. And then the beam of light right there is you don't want to stand on top of the beam of light. So as you're going down the elevator, you want to poke your camera out just a little bit. As you can see, I'm doing right there. I'm actually backpedaling. I'm a noob. But you actually kind of want to do that just so you can see where the beams are coming from. Because if the beam hits you, it's usually almost an instant kill, or it does a metric ton of damage. So that's how we ended up losing a lot of people. So you just want to make sure that doesn't happen. And that's pretty much it. So to recap the elevator phase, make sure you dodge the beams, kill the marked mobs, which is usually the big Shah mob, and make sure none of the bloods hit people, because the bloods actually knock people back. And as you can see right there, somebody got knocked back and pretty much fell to his death. So that is the elevator phase. So for the final phase, there's an issue with you do get stunned and then dragged towards him, but for some reason it's an instant kill depending on how much health you have. So I'm not sure if that's actually intentional, that you should be stunned. I mean, the stun's intentional, but I'm not sure you're supposed to be just dragged to him and then instantly die because the elevator falls down. So I'm not sure if that's working or not working, so I can't really confirm that. But basically this phase is the same as the first phase, except for he does do a launching attack of bloods, just basically don't stand in front of him. And then this is where it gets a little bit crazy because there's already a lot of blood on the floor, and the same thing happens is he'll throw the Krugel, so right here he's going to throw it, slam it down, then he'll get rid of some of the blood. And that's pretty much it, rinse and repeat. As far as the extra mobs, the one that you see marked as a skull should have been dead by now, so you want to kill off those mobs because they don't spawn anymore. But the blood's a goop of blood, or whatever you want to call it, those goop things that follow people, still keep spawning. And the problem is, if depending on how many people you have dead, you won't be able to kill the blobs, and the blobs usually knock people into the blood, which ends up getting them killed. But otherwise, it's a pretty simple fight from here on. I mean, hopefully they do a little bit of tuning because we're actually on 10 stacks of premeditation, whatever you call that thing, that gives you 10% buff. Or actually, in this case, I think it was 50% buff. So the fight's a little overtuned for looking for raid, and a couple of things probably need to be fixed. But otherwise, it's an interesting fight, and definitely a lot of fun, and takes actually quite a bit of skill compared to other Raid Finder fights, but of course it will probably be nerfed to the ground. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe for more World of Warcraft beta content as I can provide it. So hopefully once this guy is unbugged or a group actually kills it, I can show you guys the second boss and looking for a raid. So thanks for watching, see you guys next time.